I hope that I'm live now. I think I'm live. I think there was a problem with the headset. I think I'm live now. I don't think I'm muted anywhere. No. Yeah. Okay. I came in earlier and I said, wow, surely this market is gonna explode today. So I just bought it. It was earlier this morning. But I don't know if you've seen this, but the first bar in the FTSE was negative and it had a low at 81.09, and it set up a long position, a first bar negative long buy setup. If you go to my resource channel, you will see extensive statistical research on first bar negative. It certainly was a beauty. I'm sorry I didn't take it this morning. I was trying to get the software to work, but that would have been a phenomenal win for me. For some reason, the software that connects my screens with YouTube, it's called OBS software, was I don't know, had somehow reset itself and there was no volume. Anyway, it is what it is. My DAX position was significantly in profit by 200 points, and now I'm about to get stopped out for absolutely sweet nothing. Strange. There we go. So the DAX is now trading below prior bar low. Here, that is an area I want to be a buyer in. It may be that we'll need to see a test of this area here. So I'm trading quite small size, and I definitely need a more than a 50-point stop loss today. So I'll put my stop loss down here, about 114 points. I'm trading really small size right now for several reasons. One of those reasons is emotional. I am, as I expressed in the piece that I posted on Telegram this morning, and if you're not part of my Telegram channel, you can contact me at Tom HOUGAARD is in the YouTube description. You can see how to contact me. I was quite shell-shocked that people would speak about me how they did without actually like displaying normal human behavior. And that is, if you had something you wanted clarified, you could have contacted me instead of just drawing attention to yourself as if you had just unveiled some news scoop. I find that very disappointing, a very disappointing trait in human behavior. It's certainly not something I would ever engage with, but then perhaps my emotional maturity surpasses those of the culprits. I imagine so. Also, I traded yesterday in the afternoon, and I was at this point here, I was actually short because it's a triple top, as you can see. High, another high, and another high. And then the news broke, and it was the most peculiar way that it broke, because if you look at how the market is responding to the news breaking, first it falls as if, right, this is another piece of fake news. And then it took off, and it took off really quick. And I had shorted around here, stop loss with a break even. I had a tiny bit of slippage, absolutely nothing, fair credit to the brokerage, because it really did move up very, very fast. And then having that sense of disbelief, is this for real this time, or is it not? And I think that is what my editor piece this morning is really all about, is that it's a shame that we can't actually trust what is going on in the financial markets. And I'm saying that knowing full well that I benefited immensely from this. It was a very good, extremely profitable evening. But even I, with all my years of experience, is sat there wondering how many accounts just blew up here. And I imagine that it was a few. So I am tiny long the DAX below a prior bar low. We're coming up to school run. Whether I'll trade school run today or not remains to be seen. I think yesterday evening and today could certainly come under the classification of extraordinary circumstances, but I will at least explain it and explain my decision making. My normal stake size here for the size of this account will be about 6 to 8 pounds a point. Right now I'm just trading 1. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the ranges are so phenomenally big that whilst I have benefited from it, my account is up 319% now since January 6. And just remember, I only traded less than half the available trading days in February because I was on holiday. March has been normal and April has been normal, but I will take holiday on Friday because Easter is coming up. So I've done extremely well for myself. But what I am most proud of is the drawdown. The drawdown on this 319% gain the max drawdown that I have had on the trading account, which I'm absolutely much more proud of than the gain itself, has been 4%. And that is a reflection of how I play when I trade. I'm aggressive when I feel that the market can support the aggressiveness, and I'm mindful, as I would if my livelihood depended on this £10,000 account being grown. So the whole ethos is to trade conservatively when personal circumstances warrant it or market circumstances warrant it, and at other times being incredibly aggressive. And I'm capturing all of this live on YouTube. There's absolutely no after the fact here at all. Something which is also being touted up on social media as if I do this after the fact. Absolutely nothing could be further from the truth. Now, I appreciate many of you are writing to me on Telegram saying, just don't engage, but I think you have to understand that. Well, let me put it differently. Say that you are really good at math and you aced every math test that was given to you, but people are writing that they think you are cheating these math tests. How does that make you feel when you devoted all your adult life to the harnessing and enhancing your skills and abilities in maths? Well, that's exactly how I feel as a trader. I'm one of the damn finest traders around, and I'm showing it live on a real trading account. And if you dispute that, write to the broker. There's my account number. You simply cannot make this up. And so to be treated how I have been treated is extremely disappointing. And that's what I took issue with yesterday. Because you can take a swing at me, but at least take a swing at me with the facts. And I did feel the need to stand up for myself. If I strip away these lines here, this software that you're seeing here is a software that I developed that sits on top of this broker's platform. It just enables me to move stop loss to break even, reverse my position if I want to, as in say that I was long and I want to be short instead. I can just click on this, edit my position stop loss, take half profit, close it all. I can place orders extremely quickly. But if we strip away all of that for a moment and we take a look at what's going on the daily chart, then we saw an explosive move up yesterday. And maybe the market needs time to digest that. The reason why I just bought a long position because I wonder if there's still traders trapped on the short side, and there's traders that are believing that this market has now got green light to surge back up towards the all-time highs. We all have our reasons for being long or short the market, and that's what makes a market. So far, we're not seeing any urgency, and my position, and again in really small size, is losing me. As I often do, is if I'm in doubt, I won't hesitate taking a small position, and if I'm proven right, then I'll aggressively add to it. I will never add to a losing trade. When I say never, it's probably happened a few times here and there, but it's such a rarity that I do because I fundamentally don't believe in it. I know other traders do, and other traders are really good at adding to losing position. And you know, I have a really, it was actually a friend of mine who taught me this. He calls it a probing position, but he used it in penny shares. And so he said, well, if my normal size in penny shares was 100 shares, I would sometimes buy 5 shares as a probe. And if I felt that the market would hold, even if I was a little bit underwater on these 5 shares, I would begin to build a position. And he was extremely successful, or should I say, not past tense, is extremely successful. He's a Danish trader, Fleming. I won't mention his surname because I don't think he wants that attention. But I'm always grateful for the conversations that I had with him, because I felt that he was a real original thinker. You know, he had some good thoughts on how to navigate the markets that went way, way, way beyond just thinking that you can navigate the market successfully with a couple of indicators and a moving average. So we're coming up to the conclusion of the second 15-minute bar. That's indicative for me because I use that in my approach to trading, using a tool called the school run strategy. And it's based around the second 15-minute candle. My FTSE position was also immensely in profit, and it is rapidly disappearing. But stop loss is at break even. We're coming up to a potential buy signal here. So I'm buying the FTSE here below prior bar low, so down here. One sec, I'm buying the FTSE here. Again, I've scaled down my trading size. I normally trade that in 15 to 18, but what I'm doing here, you'll perhaps see it better. On a 15-minute chart, I want to be a buyer in this area here, which is the area just before the market took off. The typing you're hearing is me posting sort of the audit trail in Telegram. I don't think I need a 50-point stop loss to be proven wrong in the FTSE, but it's there. So let me just show you what this looks like on my account. I got a trade that was live before streaming started. Had a really big profit, but they all evaporated now. And I just been stopped out of the DAX. Been stopped out of the DAX. So a really deep retracement. Coming down to probe the lower end of the overnight range. As always, I should have had a bigger stop loss. Well, perhaps. Those lines that just posted here, they are aggressive they're school run lines. So what that suggests is that I should be short below. And my FTSE position is not doing very well either right now. But I'm hesitating today, as I said earlier. I think it's an extraordinary environment, and I'm much more careful than I would normally be. I'm suspecting here is that whether I should do what's called the ante, which is basically to be a buyer below prior bar low. If I trade it in small size, which I am, but even my FTSE here is not doing very well. I'm going to mark this 20,976 as an area. My initial FTSE position has been stopped out, and I'm currently losing 18 points. So I'm taking a chance and I'm buying the DAX here. I'm buying it down basis on this low here at 76. I got in at 20,965. I've overridden my own school run at 21,038 short. And this time around, I will just use a 50-point stop loss. And please bear in mind that I'm still trading 1/10 of my normal trading size. And let me just show you what's going on. My FTSE is not performing either. So this market is not as welcoming as I thought it would be or initially indicated. I'll show you FTSE as well. I'm on the wrong side of this market too. My stop loss is down here. And I think I said moments ago I didn't need a 50-point stop loss, but I think I do. Again, normally this size here would be 15, so I'm trading about a third. And that seems to have been turning around for now. I think it's too soon to move stop loss to break even. Just bear with me one sec. Just need to sneeze. Thank you. Just show you, my loss in the DAX was 118 points here. And I got stopped out for nothing on the 2 positions that I had running before the streaming started. And right now I'm not doing very well on either the DAX or the FTSE. My more bullish stance is not being rewarded. The longer that the DAX just sits here, the more concerned I will be. I have made sure that the stop loss is a lot smaller. I'm trading along against this area here. Which was the first reaction. Well, I'd be interested to see how the Dow is doing. Not very well, huh? It is coming off too. I'll show you the FTSE. My stop loss is here. This reaction low was 35. I put my stop loss at 25. I think 10 points is probably not sufficient in this sort of volatility, but so let that be it. I'm currently losing about £200. And the DAX is also proving me wrong, and I've been stopped out again. I think I'm going to be stopped out as well in the FTSE. I'll show you. Let me just update Telegram. Right, well, I got that wrong in the DAX. Just bear with me 1 second. I am back. Let me just show you FTSE. I think I'm going to get stopped out now. Well, I'm still alive in the FTSE. We're still in a massive gap up situation in the DAX, as you can see. We closed at 19,670 yesterday. And definitely not out of the woods yet in the FTSE. Oh, just stop me out already, will you? Either rally or take me out of my misery. My stop loss is right there. He went 25.9 and my stop loss is 24.9. Excuse me. I wanted to be a seller up here, the DAX at 88. It went 86. We'll see if we get a second chance. There we go. I've been stopped out of the FTSE. Did kind of ask for it. Shame about the DAX. So close. I wanted it to hit 88. Fucker. Felt like a retest down here. I'm going to attempt a long position in the DAX. Here I felt like we went above prior bar high. We traded all the way down here. And we're back up. It seems as if momentum is building. Let me just post that. I'm adding to my DAX here. Not on this attempt. Excuse me. There are my entries, and there's my stops. FTSE looks like a long again. Especially if we close above 43 in 5 minutes time. My current DAX stop losses are 25 and 32. If I were to get stopped out of this DAX, I would just step aside. I'll just put it down to haven't read the market very well. Been stopped out of the first and stopped out of the second. So let me just take a screenshot of that so I can post it for documentation. Stopped out both DAX. No, this market is So overall, I lost £500 on my 30,000 account. Not a good morning. A loss of 1.6%. I think I'll step aside and just observe. Don't need to stream for that. I can post in Telegram if I see anything. But I am unsure what this market wants to do. I thought that there would be more impetus to build on this. I can see that the gap is big. Of course I can. It's the biggest gap I've ever seen in my trading life. But actually, ever since we opened, we traded lower. The high of the day is actually the first 5-minute bar, and that was 500 points ago. So not quite the trading session I wanted after I just proclaimed what a great trader I am. There you go. They've got nothing to do with each other. But even I can see the irony in that. So I'll step aside now and I'll come back for the US session. Until then, stay safe and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.